Hi and welcome to today's video, which is my final empties for 2023, and I've got a big bag full of them, and there's full of a lot of different things, so I'm going to randomly pick some stuff up and go through. The first item I've got was Legendary Lashes Volume 2 sample from Charlotte Tilbury. And when I'd got it, it had dried up, unfortunately. I was able to get a couple of uses out of it and it really looked well. So I'm going to see if I can get, when I've used all, if I ever get to a point when I've got no mascaras, then I will buy that. It's a pity I wasn't trying it at its best. Then I have, I've got a couple of these Body and Soul Glow bubble baths or bath water, whatever they call it, bath soak. Yeah, they were nice. Ones that I always use, and I actually use with them a couple of bags, one's lost in the bottom, of this Starry Night cinnamon, ginger and spiced orange, because they went together extremely well. So this is the other one. So talking about oranges, I've got La Roche-Posay Pure Vitamin C10 Serum, and it does have an orangey fragrance and it's orange coloured, and there it is. So this is a vitamin C, I think it's 10%, anti-wrinkle. You use this of a morning. You don't use it with retinol at the same time you put retinol on, but you do need a sunscreen if you use vitamin C or retinols. I'd advise a sunscreen in the day anyway, and this could do with being a bit more opaque, like black, because vitamin C, when it's exposed to light, sunlight particularly, does break down, and oxygen can break it down. So when you open this bottle, really you should use it quickly. Don't have 2 or 3 vitamin C's, but I used this in around 3 months. I like the company, La Roche-Posay, but not so keen on this. The formula is okay in that it's water-based, which is my favourite type of vitamin C, but it has a very big pipette with a big hole because the gel was so gunky, and also when you put it in, it would put this back down, empty it, would flow over the sides. So very, very messy and dirty, so I didn't like the delivery system. I think they could have done an airless pump, which I think either Oscar or the Queen of Hungary, one of those 2 brands, actually do have a press one system, but this is a cheaper, inferior one. Although it is £36, which is expensive, I just wish they had a better bottle system. That's all I can say. Then I've got an item, I don't know if I can find it, I'll talk about it when I can find the rest of it here. Then I've got, I've got a few, but I'll talk about this. I've got Perricone MD Neuropeptide Firming Moisturiser, which it did good results. It's kind of like a porridge paste is all I can say. It's unisex because it isn't actually, looks particularly appealing for women, I don't think, but they're more into actives, actually do what they say they'll do. So yeah, it's not supposed to be the most wonderful, luxurious experience, but it's about expensive products that actually do what they say they will do. So this is a firming moisturiser. It does do the job. Not the most pleasant to use. It feels like rubbing porridge into the skin, and it doesn't leave your skin oily by any means, so it's not an oil-based sort of moisturiser. A little goes a long way though, and this was 180 ml. It took me ages to use this one up. I've then got, you've seen this lots of times, Garnier Micellar Water. It's the milk one, and I use that morning and evening. Then I've got from the Body Shop, the coconut body butter, which you'll have seen before. Love that product. It's really nice and rich. Then I have for the face, Augustinius Bader, the cream, which was fine. It was a fine moisturiser. I can't say for its value, which is around £71 or £72, it did wonders, but again, I haven't got a big amount, and also I think it is for combination to oily skin, because it wasn't particularly moisturising. It might be better in spring or summer rather than winter, but I did use it with other moisturisers on top so that my skin would feel better, but it was okay. Then for night, I've got a new Renewal Power Serum from Avon. So this is supposed to be a dupe for the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair, which I use. It has active ingredients like peptides in. So yeah, and in their advertising they actually had a shadow bottle, and obviously it was the Estee Lauder bottle. So that's what they're pitching it for. This isn't cheap, but it is less expensive than the Estee Lauder. On saying that, you can get good offers on Estee Lauder. But if you wanted to try this, then this could be worth doing. I'm using another one at the moment because I've got 2 boxes, but it was fine as a night serum. Then I have a night moisturiser that I was using for months. It's Murad Hydration, and this was a balm, but not an oily balm. So this, a little goes a long way. It's 50 gram, and this would last months for the face and neck. You need a very thin layer, and it can be used on all skin types because it wasn't oily. I don't know how it was made. It was more like a gel, but melted a bit like an oil, but it wasn't an oil. Absolutely amazing. Very, very good product. I've got from Elemis a skin nourishing shower cream, which is an off-white cream. It has no sulfates in, like sodium lauryl sulfate or SLES. I think it's like coconut and shea butter to foam, and it does a good job at cleaning. It's unisex. It doesn't particularly have a fragrance. So I've used up in the bath this unicorn dust, which you've seen before. It's like crushed up bath bombs. You just use a handful, and that lasts several baths. I've got First Aid Beauty Radiance pads, which were fine. I'd had them a long time, since 2019, the end of 19, but it was foiled. I opened it, used it alternate days, and it didn't, in the bath, it didn't particularly redden the skin, but it did leave the skin quite glass-like, so it is a chemical exfoliant. I've got an eye patches from Shiseido, which I got in an advent calendar. They stuck well to the face, so once they go on, it was like fabric. They didn't fall off, but they've got retinol, and I think it should be promoted as being a retinol product so that you don't use it in the day, and if you do, you need to wear sunscreen. Let's see what we've got here. Mr. Bear use a Selfless by Haram niacinamide and Maruja oil moisturiser. I've shown you this several times. He seems to go through them fairly rapidly, and this is his last one, and he did like it, so I'm going to look out to get him more of those. Then I've got a product that I've had to throw. It came in a massive container. It is expensive, but unfortunately I can't use it. It is the Perricone MD Coplasma Sub D. Now they've actually got a new version of this that's out, and I got these as they were being sold off at TK Maxx. Did a really good job at lifting the jaw, because you put it upwards and you run it up to parallel with the lower part of the ear, and it was very, very good. It doesn't have a particularly nice scent. It's a pasty green thing, but what happened was I used it over a product that was sensitising my skin. You see, it's quite pasty. It's green. It doesn't come green, but it's green. So it isn't particularly attractive or appealing, but it does do the job. But unfortunately, because I'm sensitive and because I've had it a while, I'm not going to give it away to anybody else. And I will eventually show you if I can find. Yeah, this is the product that caused the problem. It's the Ordinary Alpha Arbutin 2% and HA. It doesn't say anywhere that it's exfoliant, but Alpha Arbutin, as I found out, is. It says use it twice a day. I was using it a few times a week, and it completely burnt my skin, including blisters. It was absolutely awful, and hives. Primarily hives, which wouldn't go away, so I actually had to go to the pharmacy and get medication for it. So this, in the end, I used on the upper arms to finish it off. But if I got it again, I would throw it, because I wouldn't. I wouldn't entertain it. So because really, I'm glad I didn't use too many other products with this, because it could have ruined my skin for everything. Because once your skin's become sensitised, you put a product that you like on, your skin thinks, oh, that's the one that's causing the problem, which it isn't. So I'm very sad that the Coplasma Sub D is a problem. Although I would like to try the new formulation. It may well be that my skin would be okay with it. But I am annoyed this caused the problem. And I didn't know what it was. That's why I carried on using my other products. Now I've got 2 candles here, but both cedarwood and myrrh. I've shown you a lot because I bought a lot. These are my last 2. They don't burn well, but I'll put them in my little candle burner, a warmer. That one burnt better than the other. I'll put that here. I've got a hair product. I bought a replacement recently. It's the Ordinary Multi-Peptide Serum for hair density. So I put this. It's got a pipette. I put the lines all the way there, right to the bottom of the side of the head, and I put it on the day that I'm washing my hair, a few hours before, and I use it twice a week, except for when I'm dyeing my hair, because I don't want any product at the root. So last time I washed my hair it was dyed, so yeah, for New Year. So what I'm going to do is use the new one when I next wash my hair, which will be tomorrow. So for bathing, I've got Baha Relaxing Bath Oil. That was very nice. You just needed a few drops, and it just helped moisturise the skin. I've got S-Bar Positivity Bath Gel. It's quite astringent, but I used it a few times and Mr. Bear used it. I use it in the bath. So it's always, I've got a little bench on the bath where you can pick things up going into the shower as well. Then I've got an Oskia London Renaissance mask, and that is a floral, sweet, fruity mask, and it is an exfoliating mask, but it is quite gentle. So I used a little bit over a few months, and I finally got it finished off. It's 15ml. That was one of the better chemical exfoliants that I've tried on my skin. At the same time, I used the Oskia cleansing gel, which is pink as well. That is a slight foamer. It's not particularly for cleansing the skin of makeup, but it will get rid of general debris that's on the skin otherwise, and skincare, and I did enjoy that. As far as I can with her, because a foamer isn't my favourite type. Then I've used up Caudalie Vena Protect, and I used this after I've had a bath. I use a serum and this, so I moisturise my face 3 times a day basically. So that's got used up. It takes me about a month to use that. Then I've got a hair care product, got in an advent calendar. It is Larry King's Social Life for your hair. This is really for putting straight hairs in place or to set a curl or whatever. It's very greasy, very oily, very sticky, not something I would recommend. I've got Briogeo Don't Despair Repair. I've had a few of these in beauty boxes, which I got this gift with purchase. It doesn't do much for my hair at all, I don't rate it. I've got a 1-1 Skin Rose Gold Brightening Facial Treatment. So obviously for brightening, it's like an exfoliating or vitamin C type. Now I used this just before when I was getting ready to go out on New Year's Eve. What I will say is it was a massive mask. The length of the mask, if it went from there to about there, and where you go up to the end of the face, it was that big. It would have gone there. Absolutely huge, and it was heavy. I couldn't stand up with it because it wanted to slide off, so I had to lie down. The results in the skin were quite smooth afterwards because I didn't use an exfoliator before. But the rigmarole, it's just not worth it. If it had been a lifting mask, I would have tried it, or anti-aging. And for £20 odd, which these are each, I think it's around £22, £23 each. I think you get 5 for £80 in a set. And 30ml of fluid. No, not something I particularly like. I have some others which I'm going to give away. I've got a couple of bags of rounds which I use when I cleanse my face. And then, I've got a L'Oreal Perfect Match foundation. I've used 3/4 of it. It's a mineral one. It looks quite dark in the container, but when it goes on to the skin, because when it interacts with light, it light bounces off, it leaves your face pure white. So not something I want. And I think its colour is, I don't think it really matters the colour, it's the fact that it flashes with the skin. Made in Italy, 1R, 1C, so it's the fairest of them. But also the problem was that it went into any crevices, any wrinkles, and made me look 100. So even with the best skincare underneath, it really wasn't flattering. So I've got 8 and Bob hand cream, which I've got in a beauty box. It's more aimed at masculine market. It's very runny, and it has a strong eucalyptusy herbal note. And lavender, I didn't like it, but I was able to use it on the hands, and it is very moisturising, and Mr. Bear really liked that. A bath bomb in strawberry. God knows where I bought that. I've got a serum, which is from one of the high-end, maybe Harrods. It's in a beauty box, and it is MGC, the serum. So that's all it says. It was okay, just a clear serum. I've got a Shiseido toner, which I got in a kit. I'm trying to go through all little samples that I've got. Shiseido Ultimune Lift, which Mr. Bear uses, because it's not my favourite, but he quite likes it. I've got an Olverum, and they do bath oils, but I've got an Olverum Firming Body Moisturiser. Now, it's more of a gel. It does have a strong green herbal note, which I don't particularly like, but it was fine as a moisturiser. I can't say it was lifting or anything, but it was okay. Then I've got Stress Check Kind Hands This Works, and I got that in a beauty box or an advent calendar. Very lavender, so I managed to use it. It wasn't so great. I've got a body cream from Mario Badescu, which I got in a gift with purchase, and it's quite rich, a bit like the Body Shop balms, and this was coconut body butter. Only a tiny amount. I used it about 3 times. Very, very slight scent of coconut. So if you're not so keen on it, but you could tolerate a little, that might be okay for you. Then I've got Nux oil, which I used in the bath because I don't really like using it for anything else. I've got a Declutter Bathina, and it is a body butter. It says Bathina by Benefit. Now, they used to sell these about 20 odd years ago, so I've had this about 15, I think. Found it in the back of a cupboard. So obviously it's probably a biohazard. If I open this up, it'll probably kill me, you know, maybe. So I'm not going to do that, and it's going to go in the declutter. But just to show Athena, used to be one of the biggest things in this country was the bath products and body products that they did. And I've actually still got, because I bought quite a lot of their 1950s style bath shower caps, because you couldn't get them for the longest time. Now they're everywhere. So I've actually still got one I'm using. Then I've got Simple Cleansing Wipes, which I use post makeup. Oh, I've got 2. If I can find them, I'll show you. I don't know. Oh, here it is. I've got 2 by Oribe Gold Lust, because I wanted to try this range. It's mega expensive. A full size of the shampoo is around £118, so it's a lot of money. So I've got the conditioner and the shampoo, 15ml. So I managed to use it once or twice. And the problem that I got, I think it was once for the shampoo, is that it irritated the scalp, and I was tearing at the scalp. So I looked in at all the ingredients, and it has biotin. Now, often companies that have products with biotin will shout about it because it is supposed to help with hair growth. They didn't, so I managed to find it low down on the list, but it was still there. So that caused the problems. So although this is very expensive, I'm glad I didn't get a full size. The only place if you get products from that you can return used is Space NK. So anyway, I bought the Gold Lust Repair Conditioner, which doesn't have biotin in, and it was okay, not marvellous, but conditioners on the main don't work well for me. I need more of a mask, but it was okay, but very, very expensive. But it is their restorative mask. So the next items I've got are mainly, I think, makeup. So I've got this lip salve balm, which was in my project pan. That is now all finished. It's by Revive. Very, very sticky. If you touch it with your fingers, you have to cleanse it, your fingers, because they literally stick together. And I've used cloth to wipe. It doesn't work. You've really got to. So that is the downside. It did come in with a ball thing attached to it, so you could apply it direct. But once it was getting low down, I didn't have the strength in my fingers to squeeze any more out, so I had to cut it and decant it. So the other thing is, if you've got a little spatula or even a cotton ball, you'd have to a cotton bud. You'd have to use that perhaps, because it's very difficult if you put it on your hands. So I've got for the face an Oils of Life by Body Shop. It's taken me ages to use this, but I really love this oil, and I probably would use it once I've used other oils that I've got. Now I think this is now makeup. So I have here the Laura Mercier translucent powder, which I got recently in a beauty box. Really loved it. All gone, and I bought a supersize one. I've got a couple of products. I'm just decluttering, and these are because the Lipstick Queen, which have been gone a long time, and they are matte lipsticks. They are one of the better. They were one of the better ones, but I just don't like those sorts of things. So I prefer a lipstick in a bullet other than a lip gloss. I finished the Patrick Tar, She's So Confident. liquid lipstick, which doesn't dry down. Not a favourite because it transfers. I finished an Estee Lauder Double Wear Lengthening Mascara, zero smudge. It didn't smudge, didn't lengthen, so I don't rate that. But I used it for about 3 months. So there it is. So it's quite empty. I've done quite a good job, but it really didn't do anything. It just wanted to go clump a bit in the lower lashes, and it didn't want to pull through to the ends of the lashes, which is what it's supposed to do. Likewise, I'm disappointed with this Maybelline Sky High mascara. Sorry, it's a base. It didn't do anything. It just, again, clumped at the lower parts of the lashes. Very wet, so I had to leave it a good while open for it to dry out, and then it did nothing. So my favourite is the Clinique White base, which was the first, I think, the first one of its kind. Love that. And I think there's a black version, and I'm sure it's the same formula that Estee Lauder use. So they're the two that I would prefer to use as a base. But nowadays I found there are some very good mascaras that build upon themselves, so you don't always need a base. So the next item, I found Shiseido face wash gel. It was okay, not brilliant. Now I've got a couple of Stila lip toppers. I bought them last year, 2023, at TK Maxx, and there is a mauvey pink, a reddish pink, and a gold. And what they are, you put them on a matte lip, like a liquid lipstick that's fully matte, let it dry down, give these a shake and paint them on. The problem that you get is that it feels like the top coat or lip coat, which is like an alcohol-based, solvent-based product. It adheres, but it's very uncomfortable to the skin, very, very drying. So this is truly beautiful, but it makes the skin completely... I don't have many lines in the lips, but it causes the lips to shrink. So there it is. It's absolutely stunning, but no, it doesn't smell bad, but it feels utterly horrendous on my lips. So that's going. I tried these, which I haven't had long. They're the Anastasia liquid lipstick matte lipsticks. I tried this with the Stila. This on its own was fine. It's one of the comfortable matte ones. I'm just not keen on the colours enough to bother with this with these sorts of formulas, because I just love an ordinary bullet lipstick. Likewise, this has been I've used one of these before. This is Outlaw by Kat Von D, but I haven't even opened it, but it's got its wrapper on, but I'm getting rid. I've used up Bare Minerals Pink and Copper, which is a lip gloss that was really, really nice. That's all gone. I've used up By Terry Ombre Star lip eye pencil. Beautiful taupe. It says bronze, it's nearer a taupe. Love that. That's now all gone. And the final thing is another Kat Von D in Suspiria liquid lipstick that's old. Like I say, I don't like the formula. So that's it, the last one. So can I say thank you very much for watching, as I do appreciate the time is valuable. Hopefully I shall see you soon in another video. Otherwise, please take care of yourselves and bye for now.